getting started in a hopefully very quick brew day. Brewing up a Golden Strong recipe that's based on a Brewer's Best kit. I'll get into that a little bit more. I'll talk about what I'm doing. I am using my, let's see if I can get it in here, the selfie cam, and using the Anvil Foundry 6.5 size to do a partial boil batch to do a full 5.5 gallons of this Belgian strong recipe. Again, I'm using it as a base. I'm not following the instructions directly. Fancy that. And let's get into it. Okay, so as I said, I went to a somewhat local wine supply store here in Connecticut, and they were blowing out a bunch of their Brewers Best kits for buy one get one. So I got this Belgian Golden Ale amongst a few others. So I got 3 extract with steeping grains. Well, this one doesn't have steeping grains, but we'll talk about that in a second. For basically, I got 4 kits for $100, like $25 each. So even though I don't primarily do extract kits, I found myself with a bunch of extract kits here right now, and I'm going to try to brew them up and make some good beers. Okay, here's the recipe from the kit. Has a bunch of stuff in it. There's some light Pilsner dry malt extract, an extra light liquid malt extract, some 2 pounds of golden candy sugar, and a pound of soft candy sugar. And then there was 2 packs of 1 ounce Kent Golding hops and 1 ounce of Centennial, and a packet of Bell Saison yeast. With all of this, they expected the OG was going to be between 170, 175. Final gravity is 111 to 115 with an ABV of 7.5. So anyway, what I ended up doing is I've added another pound of Pilsner DME. I'm going to be adding the packets. These brewing kits come with some dextrose, so I'm going to be adding 2 of those, so 10 ounces of dextrose with my brew as well. I got rid of the Centennial hops, and I have 5 ounces of Magnum I'm going to use instead. And I'm going to use everything. Oh, and instead of the Bell Saison yeast, I got 2 packets of S33, Fermentus S33, which I hear differing things on. I've used it for like Belgian blonde ales before, and I got some nice Belgian character from it. So I am planning on fermenting it on the top end of the temperature range, starting it at 68 and then continuing probably to drive it up. And as well, I have my 4 pounds of DME. That will go in at the start of the boil with the hops to get some utilization of the hops. And I will be adding the sugar, all the sugars I have here, which is what, that's 3 pounds plus 4 pounds of sugar and another 3 pounds of the liquid malt extract at about 15 minutes. Okay, checking in again here. Just waited on a nice long whirlpool. See temperatures down to 110. Our wort in here should, once we ferment that out, should be nice and gold color. You can see, and we're going into the flex here with plenty of force, and we'll be ready to pitch the yeast and ferment this one out and see how it turns out. All right, so final recap. You can see my mess here. What are we at? Currently, it's in the fermenter in the fridge, and temperature is 72.5 of the wort. I'm gonna wait till it gets down to 68. I need to update the pitching temperature right now. And right now, I just took my gravity reading. It's at 19 bricks, which is 1079. My tilt is, you can see the screen back there. My tilt is telling me it's 1074. I topped up a little bit. I topped up my wort with about 2.5 quarts of water to get it up to 5.5 gallons. So I did get a pretty good volume out of my anvil here. And you can see, if we look down in here, you got a little, a ragged cone. Actually, I should probably take a sample of the wort that's in here and see where that is, and then probably check the dilution factor. But it's going to be a strong one. It looks like it's going to have good color. There's still a lot of sugar in here. So that's it for the wrap up, I guess. We'll see how it ferments out. All right, I'm in the midst of cleanup. It's a few hours later. Little addendum to, right at pitching temp, 65 I decided to go with. Little addendum to my ingredients. Despite my bluster previously, I am going to go with the Belle Saison. I know. Over dinner, I was double checking my yeast again, and or my yeast strains, and this S33 is not the yeast I thought it was. I really thought I was buying T58, and again, if you look at the yeast here, it does say general purpose, good for Belgian type wheat beers, Trappist, etc. However, once I've read up on it, there's a lot of confusion. People saying, what in the heck is Fermentis talking about? It seems like it's a kind of a general purpose Edme, I think, is the strain that it's from, and it doesn't really sound like it's a Belgian strain. T58, I'm sure, is what I used before when I made a Belgian blonde ale once, and I got the real nice, peppery characteristics that I'm kind of looking for with this. So went and read up a little bit more. I'm really scared that the Belle Saison is really going to dry this out, drive the final gravity really, really down. I guess the one positive is, unfortunately, I'm really going to be underpitching this as well. I have absolutely no other Belgian strains, and the more I've read about this S33, I kind of don't want to throw that into the mix either. I was thinking about tossing in one packet of that and going ahead, but I just went and rehydrated the Belle Saison, and I'm going to go with that. My original gravity is 1067. After I double checked, triple checked a few things, that's exactly what it is. That's what all the calculators are pointing it to. After I took a undiluted sample that was left in the losses of the anvil, that gave me, it was like 1085, and once I figure out the top up water added to the fermenter, it gave me bang on to 1076. So Here goes nothing. We'll see where we go. I was hoping that this would finish around 10:10. Brewfather says with bell says on, it might get down to about 10:02. So that is it. So that's it. Wrap up the brew day. Again, took a Brewer's Best extract kit and made a quick brew day out of it. Getting a nice shine off my head here with all the additional lights. Really in the midst of cleaning up here, and that's about it. I'll follow up on this at some point, I'm sure, and talk about the beer. Right now, everything other than my little yeast mishap seems to be going along pretty good, and I did get a little burn on my my arm from the chiller, but no biggie. Everything is going well. So that's it.